When you open Adobe Illustrator for the first time, you'll see something like this. It's going to look familiar to you because this is the same company that created all the rest of the software we've used in this class so far. It's Adobe. So you're going to have this welcome screen. On the left-hand side, you'll see anything that you have recently opened, which is probably not going to be much since this is the first time you're using it in class. On the right-hand side, you have how you create new documents. Remember that you can also create new documents from the File menu up here. So if I click on New, we get our new document screen, and this is how you set things up. You have some preset sizes here. I'm going to keep it at print. That's going to make it at 8.5 by 11. You can have more than one artboard, meaning one an artboard meaning like one page. So I'm just going to choose two so that you can see what that is, and I'm going to put them side by side, and I'm going to give them a little bit bigger spacing. Here's the size here, letter, and it initially measures it in points, but you can change it to inches to make things more comfortable for you as far as the units of measurement. You have orientation, portrait and landscape, and then you have a bleed, which you're going to remember from InDesign. Remember, your bleed is how you get pictures to look like they go all the way to the end of the page. There are more settings down here under advanced, but most of the time we're going to keep that default. Here you see color mode is CMYK. That stands for cyan, that's blue, magenta, which is a pinky color. Y is yellow, and K actually stands for key, which is black. So all of the colors that we can print are used in this CMYK color mode. If, for instance, you needed to create something in Illustrator that was going to be purely for the web, then you might want to change it to RGB. But we're going to leave it at CMYK for now. And we'll go ahead and click OK. And here you can see your two artboards, one artboard, two artboard, and you can see when I click on the two, which one is the active one. You have all of your tools over here on the left-hand side, and some of the tools are going to look very familiar, and of course there are some different tools as well. Depending on what tool you have selected, up here your options will change. Okay, and then of course we have all of our panels, just like we have in all of the other programs over here at the right hand side. And if you accidentally close one or need one that's not open, you go to the window menu to open it. Okay, you can dock panels that you feel like you'll use often, like align or color, and you can collapse panels by double clicking on them. You can also expand panels by double clicking on them. Notice that you do have a layers panel here like you have in so many other programs, and it's very important that you use those layers in Illustrator. Up at the top you have your menu bar, and of course you can, under the File menu, open, create a new document, or save. You can export as different types of files. Under Edit, if you don't remember keyboard shortcuts for copy, paste, cut, all that stuff, it's here. You also have the ability to not just paste, but also paste in front and paste in back. There are some different effects or different tools that you can use and that we'll talk about under the Object menu. Under the Type menu, you have a list of your fonts, and this particular one actually shows you an example of what they look like. If you use this here, you don't see an example of what they look like. Okay? You also have, under Type, you have a character panel, and under this one you see what the font looks like. Okay, so you have two places where it might, unless you know specifically what you're going to use, it might be better for you to do it there. Here obviously we have a way to select. We have different effects here, different ways to view, and again all of your panels here. Should you want to just reset your workspace because you've closed too many things, you can always go here and you can choose the Essentials workspace, and it will set it up more or less like what we have.